Hey, how you doing? You're here because you wanted to impress yourself on your first time going to a Twitch event. Maybe it's TwitchCon, maybe it's a local, and you want to hear some tips. Well, I'm here to help you out. Let's get started. First of all, I'm AC88. I go live on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and sometimes the weekend. I have a great time playing cards, fighting games, listening to great music, and of course doing graphic arts for fun. So if you would like to hang out with me, make sure to press that follow button, subscribe, and hang out with me in Discord, where we can get to know each other anytime off stream. Well, just recently I went to a Twitch event in Chicago, which was really fun. I met a ton of cool people, but I didn't come without a plan. I came with a plan, but I also left with some lessons that I know you need to know as well. Number 1, make sure to RSVP whenever you find out that there's a Twitch event in your local area. You can sign up for a Twitch event by clicking a link, but if you don't log in with your Twitch account and RSVP, which gives you that official ticket, they won't let you in. I didn't have that problem because I made sure to click in, but I almost forgot. So when you find that email or you find that ad that tells you that there's a Twitch event going on in your local city, make sure that you not only say you want to go by clicking whatever link sends you to the promotional website, but also make sure that when you sign up, you log in with your Twitch account and you RSVP, which should give you a order number, like a ticket number, and it should be free, but I mean, at least the one that I went to in Chicago was free. If you mess that up, you mess up the whole ordeal. I didn't meet anyone that did, but hey, don't be that person, right? Number 2, make sure to create some cool business cards, some handwritten notes, or also you could do some stickers that you can give away to people when you meet them. I didn't have time to make business cards. I didn't have money to make business cards, but what I did have was paper and pen. So I decided just to write some notes. I wrote out 10 different notes about who I am, what I'd like to do, and how we could work together and play games together and get to know each other. It was just that simple. And you know what? A lot of people were very surprised because everyone else had business cards, but I had handwritten notes. And how many times have you received a handwritten note recently? Not very often, right? That's pretty cool to get something like that. And of course you can do your own little doodles on there and stuff and put some personality into the note that you can't get across with a business card. You can tell a whole story in a note. So if you can get through it all, then you should do that. Just don't go do it all in one day like I did, because then your writing hand starts to hurt. Because you're going to be talking to a ton of people, and after having a quick conversation with someone, you want to be able to give them something that will remind them that when they get home, if they were not able to follow on their phone in front of you or whatever, they can do it when they look through all their swag. You know, they're gonna go home just like I went home, and I got all this awesome swag of stickers and business cards and all these cool stories that I have. But I want to build up a whole collection of cool things at the convention, you know, cool things at the meetup. And definitely, if your little item can be in there, hey, and the more unique it is, even the better, right? Let's move on to step number 3. If you have a look or a dress code for your stream, make sure to wear whatever you normally wear on your stream. This will bring consistency and will make it easy for people to spot you or to interpret who you are when you're streaming. When you're in the venue that has loud noises and flashing lights or mood-colored lights, right? So when I went to the Twitch event in Chicago, I brought my signature stream glasses like this. Ooh, looks good, right? And I had my signature hat. Now that I had this on, because I wear this all the time when I'm streaming, and I had a coat too, but I have all that on, now I know that anyone that has ever seen me, or whether or not they have seen me or haven't seen me, now they know exactly who I am, the attitude and the character that I bring to my stream, you know? And you want to have the same thing going on for you. You don't want to be dressed up in a business suit if your stream is not business suit, you know? If you got a hoodie on and bright colored and you're happy, and you got to have that same character. You're putting on a show even at the Twitch event, right? Okay, cool. So I'll leave this on for now at least. Step number 4. Make sure to leave some of your business cards or stickers or whatever you have that you're trying to hand out to people. Leave it on a countertop or leave it on a table where people sign in with their Twitch names, because everyone's gonna get. I got a cool tag here, right? Hello, this is my Twitch ID, right? And everyone's walking around with stickers on their chests, right? That was my sticker. Super cool. Why not just leave your business card or leave your sticker on the table? Make sure that your name is on your sticker, if it's a sticker, so that people can see, oh my goodness, more free stuff that I can put in my pocket. And that's going to require you to print out a couple more than you're going to be willing to hand out yourself, but that's the whole point. I found a couple of those people just because they left extra business cards sitting around on a countertop or on a table or wherever, or on a stage floor or whatever. Steps 5 through 10 are all about the interaction between you and the other streamers and participants at the Twitch meetup. Let me take these off now. Make sure that you break up the time of the event in your head. If you can, talk to 7 people in an hour. That's an average of about 8.5 minutes per person. Remember, you're not here to have fun and let loose if you're playing the Twitch event right. You're here to network, or rather, to give as many first impressions as you can. When you go to the event, make sure you understand how much time you have dedicated for yourself to be at the event. I only had 2 hours out of 4. It was a 4-hour event. I only had 2 hours. I didn't want to waste it by not talking to people. I drove out there I had to waste gas. I had to be away from my family. I had all these other responsibilities that I had to put on hold so that I could go to this one event where I could meet other streamers, and I didn't want to waste that time not having a plan of what to do. So I recommend talking to 7 people in an hour. That's 8.5 minute conversations. That's long enough for you to introduce yourself, to talk about what you'd like to do on your stream, and it's long enough for your friend to introduce who they are, talk about what they like to do, and what they like to stream. And of course, it also includes just about enough time to talk about how you two can group together in some kind of collaboration, or if there's a real deep connection, something like that you can do, together as a team. You have to remember that they're there to meet new people too, and you don't want to dominate their time. But be courteous. Step 6. Okay, starting the conversation. This is one of the hardest things for many people to get into. Public speaking or introducing yourself is all about having confidence in who you are, confidence in knowing what you're going to say, what you're going to do. And I would recommend by beginning every conversation by looking a person in the eye, smiling, and putting your hand out like this. Hey, shake my hand, right? The basics of introductions are simply that. You just need to look them in the face, smile, and shake their hand and say hello. It's nothing fancy, guys, nothing super special. It's just a handshake and a smile. Start by asking who that person is and what do they do on Twitch. Not everyone plays games on Twitch or even streams, so make sure that you don't trap yourself by asking a person what they stream or what games they like to stream, things like that. Just start out by asking what's their name and what they like to do on Twitch. That way you don't trap someone by accident with a question that makes you both feel awkward. As they talk about what they like to do, make sure to show them that you are interested in them and in their show. You don't need to fake it, but you need to be genuine. If you're really at this event to meet people, then you need to be genuinely happy that you're meeting people. If you're having a bad day, maybe you're just having a bad day, right? Everyone's got a bad day sometimes. But this is the one event that you get to show that you're excited about someone else and that you can get them excited about you. One thing to remember, they're putting in just as much effort into their show or their stream as you are, or maybe even more than you are. People will be able to tell if you're just there to schmooze with them and to, become buddy-buddy with them. You need to treat them as an equal, no matter if they're way bigger than you are or way smaller than you are. really, truthfully, you have no idea how big or how small any of the people in the room are, unless you're like a super, hawk on local numbers. That's not me. So I just went into every conversation assuming that every streamer was on my level, which was just an average streamer. Okay, once they're done talking about themselves, make sure and wait and see if they'll ask you about who you are and what you like to do. If they can't reciprocate the same question that you asked them in the beginning of the conversation, they might not be the kind of person that you want to work with or even follow you, right? You want to make sure that the person that you're talking to is willing to go the extra step and ask you what you like to do on Twitch, what you like to stream, and what your community is like, and so on and so forth. Step 7. How to talk about yourself. Make sure to start with your username. Point to your badge if you have one, okay? You should have a badge, point to it, and explain the name to them if you want to. Feel free to give your real name as well. After all, you're just talking to another person. You're not really, identifying as your stream name. Just identify as yourself. Then summarize your stream in 2 sentences or less. The shorter and the more direct, the better, and make it easy and repeatable like a script. It's okay if your 1 or 2 sentences feel scripted, because you're just trying to have as many first impressions as possible, and you're going to get time to interact with them more genuinely as you spend more time with them online. But in your first impression, you just want to put on your best face and your best 1 or 2 sentences about yourself. So here we go. Here's some examples. I play FPS games and I do art on my channel. Bam. I play music on my instrument and I take music requests. That's a pretty cool show. Or I'm in all sorts of games that my chat wants to play and I try to make it a party. Simple. Or this is what I said for myself. I play card games, I play fighting games, I listen to and review music, and I do graphic design. That was it. Having a short and sweet introduction or description of your stream will show confidence, and you're not meandering about what you do or what your identity is on Twitch and all this kind of stuff. Just make it short and sweet so that people will understand this. For me, it was fighting games, card games, music, graphic design. Bam. Easy to understand. And I can be happy and fun about that. And then, of course, this is the second thing that you want to do. If they ask you to elaborate, just talk more about what they want to know about. But don't go on for too long. So if they're interested in card games, talk about card games. Or if they're interested in about the first-person shooter that you like to play, talk about that for a little bit, because they want to know that specific thing about you that they are interested in themselves. That's just how people relate to each other, right? If you're interested in Super Smash Brothers and someone mentions along the list of things that they like to do, Super Smash Brothers, that's the thing that cues you into them and say, hey, we have a connection now. So make sure that you can milk each of those categories so that there's a real genuine connection, right? You don't have to pick your favorites right now in the conversation. Just pick whatever is the bridge building conversation. That's what you want to do. Remember too that it's not a speech, you're just conversating, right? And you're not debating, so don't argue with people. It's just a get to know you conversation. So if you happen to hit it off with very, very similar interests, maybe you should take some time and talk more with that person and bond with them, because it could lead to something really amazing. Number 8. Make sure to have your phone charged for the whole event. This should be obvious. You don't want to be the person who is asking for follows after a great conversation and so on, but has no way to do the same on your own phone. And when the conversation comes to its natural end, make sure to follow them in front of them, okay? I did that with plenty of people. So they will probably do the same for you, or they'll ask you for your Twitter handle and they'll follow you there. The Twitch meetup is really the only place where follow for follow is the most genuine thing. Follow for follow is almost always seen grossly, right? No one thinks it's a good idea. But when you're meeting people face to face, it's completely different. You want to let them know that you're willing to follow them on their journey because you've seen them, you shook their hand, and you're genuine about their success. If you can convey that to them, then they should be able to convey the same thing to you. And it's just that simple. So I've met so many new people because I just followed them as I talked with them, and I got to know them on stream after, and I'm still getting to know more and more people after, and I've really had a blast getting to do that. So that's what I would recommend, is make sure that at the end of the conversation, follow them, ask them again what their name is, or follow them on your phone. Make sure that your phone is charged. Don't want to mess that up. Number 9. It might come to surprise to you, but not everyone at the venue is a streamer. Some people are just fans, mods, or VIPs, and they've come to support a streamer and meet their streamer that they like. Sometimes it's hard to know who's who, but when you find out who that fan is, let them know that they are cool for coming out to support their streamer. That's awesome, isn't it? I wish I had that when I went. I didn't have anyone like that. I went alone. Ask them why they like that particular streamer. What's cool about them? Why are they fun? What kind of games do they play? So on and so forth. Show genuine interest in the reason why they're a fan. I didn't get any pushback for asking to speak with the streamer themselves because they understood that I wanted to speak with other streamers, not really fans. I didn't get any animosity for saying that. But if you can, slip them a card as well, or a sticker, or what have you. Because you want to, at that point, remember that you're not just talking to the streamer now, you're talking to the group. So group conversations are different than one-on-one streamer conversations. More often than not, a conversation is not between two people, but it's between a group of people. So you'll need to make sure that your vocabulary and language is able to accommodate everyone that you're talking with, not just the streamer. Number 10. I can't do this. Don't freak out when you find out that some super big streamer just followed you. You had no idea who they were 5 minutes ago, and they had no idea who you were 5 minutes ago. And if you left with a good impression, they should understand that everyone here wants to grow. And hey, who knows? By not flipping out or getting starstruck by e-celebrities, you'll find out that you're just relating to another human being, and they'll feel the same way about you. Remember, you're just as confident and capable of being an amazing streamer as the person that has 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, or 50,000 followers. And just because you hadn't heard of them isn't shameful, or just because they haven't heard of you doesn't put any shame on you, right? It's just the internet. It's the nature of streaming and becoming popular on a platform like Twitch. Bonus tip. Follow up with everyone on Twitter and with a recap tweet of whatever you talked about, thanking them for the conversation and the friendship that you have established. Spend an hour or so just tweeting at everyone and letting them know, whether they were big or small, that you appreciate them. You might even find things about them that you either agree with or disagree with. Maybe they're politically aligned one way or the other, or maybe you can endorse whatever they believe, or you can disavow whatever they believe. But remember, just to keep it civil, they're human too. No one wants to enter into stupid drama just because of political differences or opinions that are, too sharp or what have you. Just remember that you're there to become friends with them, and if you can't do that, then that's fine. Just don't engage. But at the end of the day, grow up and treat everyone with some respect. They're human too. They have their own free will of choices, right? Just like you do too. Many people, including yourself, need to grow, they need to mature, and they need grace and encouragement. And just yelling at people over the internet doesn't help anyone. Staying positive, despite the political, social, or gaming differences, shows that you're mature and that you're confident no matter what the dispute, because you know who you are and you know what show you have for your audience, and it's not going to be affected by people yelling at each other on the internet. Just don't even engage in that kind of stuff. Over the next couple days of tweeting and talking with people and hanging out in their streams, you're going to start to develop some good friendships and relationships with some of the people that you met. More than likely, you'll be able to work with 1 or 2 of those 10 or 15 people that you talked with, and you'll be able to go somewhere really awesome. So look out for those kinds of conversations. Either way, have a good time, and make sure to find a parking spot if you're in a very, very dense area. Alright, that was a little 12th tip, but hey, thank you so much for hanging out on my show. Please press the like button, consider sharing the video, and subscribing to my YouTube. And of course, catch me when I go live. I go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Bye.